gray. Aha, it's on max. No, I don't want to maximize my costs. I'm going to put min. It would be funny to see the max if they're cutting into this with the constraints. Changing cells. I'm going to select the pink. Now I'm going to add some constraints. The first constraints is C16 through I17. And then, oh man, I better make sure I got the right thing. I have to pick it, say greater than or equal to. Again, that kind of stuff can mess you up, right? Again, make sure which side of inequality it is. So I'm going to say greater than or equal to, and then I'm going to select the amount that we say we need in order to make the 20 kids. So again, C17 through I17 has to be greater than or equal to C19 through I19, right? So I'm going to say, okay. I got that one, so that's one. Now I need to add another one, right? Which is what? The total purchases has to be less than, so that would be B10 through B14 has to be less than what's on the shelf, which is D10 through D14. So, okay, I say okay. Now in this case, you notice if I did more naming, I would actually be able to see it all, but the kind of nice thing sometimes when if you're able to name everything, then you know you selected all the correct cells because then it's a name. If you actually selected an extra cell, it won't have the right name. So that's just the kind of the positive thing. Okay, now the next thing, again, in terms of running, unfortunately this thing's on nonlinear. We always say we should do the simplex because that's much faster. Always use it if it can run. That's the first rule. If it doesn't run, it gives you errors. You know, in practice, that's when you switch to nonlinear. So you always try to run linear. Read the book to understand what linear, what constitutes linearity. So now we're going to say simplex. Simplex linear program. Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and solve it. It did say I got a solution. It said it would fit all the constraints. And so we say okay, and as Danisha, and I'm always going to pronounce your name wrong, said, how do you say it again? Danisha. Danisha said, this isn't it. You cannot make a deal with the toy store to buy 6.58, right? You know, come on, man. Let me just steal certain parts from that seventh one. I'll buy 6 whole boxes plus 0.58. I just need to rip off parts from that and pay you amount. Says, dude, you can't do that. So what we need to do now is put a constraint on that one. So I go back to solver, and I'm going to add, and what do? I select the same changing cells, but now constrain it such that it's got to be an integer. It's got to be a whole number. All right? And then I'm going to say OK. Now, integer is important. We have to do that. So now, by the way, before I run it, we know this is the optimal solution if I can actually pay a fraction of a toy. If I can actually come in and say, hey, I want to buy 0.6 of your box there, and I'll just pay you 0.6 of the price. So let me rip up your box, grab the parts I need, and it's only, 60%, so I'll only pay you 60% of the sticker on the box. Now, life could be good if we could do that, but still, but if we were able to do that, then the total cost would have been $861.83. The fact that it's going to be a whole number, we know it's going to be more. Or if it isn't, you got a problem. So let's double check it. We're going to say OK, solve now. OK. And I got $871. Okay, so it did cost more. That's because we had to buy these. And so now we have these numbers. Okay, cool. So we have a solution, 871.